So nursing here is like a hot cake. There are staff shortages like all over the 10 or 11 provinces.
If you happen to get that license and you're at home, you're already on demand.
Yeah.
You fall in the category of jobs in demand in Canada.
Hi guys, welcome to Next Step with Cherry. So today I told you guys that I'm going to give this information to you. I know that a lot of people are aspiring to move to Canada as a nurse, as a teacher, but when it comes to the licensing part, like how we can get our registration, everything, we don't really know the step to take, how we can actually move to Canada, either as a nurse or as a teacher. So today I brought to you guys two amazing sisters, and they're going to tell us how we can move to Canada, how we can go about our registration, so that's all the documents that you need to get ready and how you can get it ready. So guys, you might want to stick to the end of this video so that you can get all this information. So I'm going to leave the link of their handle on the description so that you can always go there, check their videos out, reach out to them if you have any questions, and then we will kick it off from there. So first of all, I will ask them to introduce themselves, and then we will start from there. Hello, welcome to our channel today. It's so nice to have you guys. Can you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, so hi guys, and it's a pleasure to be here on your channel today. We're really honored and humbled. My name is Esther from Kenya. I'm Esther Umazi from Kenya. I go by Umazi a lot on our videos. I'm a public health specialist, currently residing in Ontario, Canada.
Yeah. Yes, and my name is Eunice Mbeneka. I go by the name Mbeneka. I'm a registered nurse. I trained as a nurse from Kenya, then I got a license here.
Yeah. Okay, guys, you've heard it. This sister is a registered nurse and the other one is a public specialist. And then now we will start. So right now we are going to move over to the teachers so that we will see what are the requirements for being a licensed teacher in Canada. And I mean, like Canada, we know that UK is in need of teachers. Australia is in need of teachers. What about Canada? Do they really need teachers? So that we know what we are doing. And also, like, what are the documents that we need? How can we proceed with the registration?
So it's the same thing. Teachers are also in demand in Canada. Canada is seeking for teachers. And it's across Canada. The only difference now with Canada, again, actually it's not different with the nurses because every province has its own way, its own system. So you have, and yeah, depending on the province that you're applying to or that you want to work to, then you follow those instructions according to their registration. But yes, Canada is in need of teachers for sure. And it's from early childhood, elementary, high school, college, it cuts across. So the process for teachers, it's pretty much simple, I'll say. It's very straightforward. Again, depending on your country of origin, but the first thing you have to identify the province that you want to go. Because it doesn't like apply across Canada. Every province has its own system, education system, and you have to like first choose the province that you want to go. Once you identify the province that you want to go, then you put together the common, like your documents. Let's say, do you have a registration in your country? Like, do you have a teacher's registration? Do you have your transcripts in place? All those necessary documents, you just compile them together before you even start the process. And then go to the website of a particular province. Let's say you want to go to Ontario or Alberta or New Brunswick or Saskatchewan. You go to that province, log into their website for teachers. You click on the link, it will guide you like what you need to do to become an international teacher or to practice as an international teacher in Canada. So the most common things I've seen is, and just to mention a few, like for example, in Ontario, they will want you to register with Ontario College of Teachers. That is their board here. In Alberta, they call it interim professional certification. You have to go through that registration before you practice as a teacher. In New Brunswick, for example, they call it you have to register with the teachers or with their teachers association. Nova Scotia, and this I'm mentioning because like it's some of the provinces that jobs there are highly in demand and people are looking for people. So like for Nova Scotia, you have to apply for teaching certification. So if you log into the Ontario website or College of Teachers, for example, you have to create a portal. When you create a portal with a College of Teachers, you pay registration. This registration usually runs for 2 years. So meaning from the time you begin your registration process to the time now you get your practicing number, it has to be within 2 years. If the process goes beyond 2 years, maybe for example, you have delayed on the documents or submission of certain documents, and you have delayed until after 2 years, you have to do a new registration. Yes, and then when you do the registration and you become a member of, let's say, Ontario teachers, Alberta teachers, Nova Scotia, then you are eligible to work in that province in any school. So you can do this entirely in your country or when you're in Canada, right? So, but they usually like really encourage people, if you're moving to Canada, for example, or you're planning to move to Canada, start the process while in your country, because most of the items or most of the documents they need, they usually need a letter from the teachers board. For example, in Reflex, I don't know how it is in your country, but there's a board called TSC. It's for teachers, and you have to get a letter from that body. You have to show registration, your practicing license or practicing number. You have to get a letter from the college that you trained to show that you trained in English, or the course, your teaching course was delivered in English. Entirely. Without that evidence, if you're not able to get that evidence, then you have to do English test.
Okay.
Yes. And then the other document that is needed is a criminal record check. For criminal record check, they usually require it to be done through the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. It has to be through that body, because if it's not through that, they reject it. So what you do, you do the criminal record check in your country, and if it's not clear in your country, like you're not getting directions, they always advise go to the embassy and request them that I need to migrate to Canada through teachers and I need to do a criminal record check. They will always advise you on how to do it. Again, on the system, if you go to the portal, because they list every document and you have to submit. For this one, you don't send. They usually advise, please create a portal and submit online. Because if you send, you can also send, but it takes longer for them to evaluate your documents. So they usually say, please create a portal, upload all your documents that are needed there, because they're usually listed. So when you go to the portal, when you get to the criminal record check, they usually there's usually a quote there that they say, if you're doing this outside Canada, then click on the link. So they will, there's an explanation. You will see how they will guide you and to how to do it through the RCMP, and then you get your criminal check certificate. And then there are other documents. Let's say, for example, the document that is from your teacher's body, the document that is from your college, you are not supposed to upload on your own. They are supposed to upload that document.
Okay.
The teacher's board or the college. Any document coming from them, they need to upload. For you, what you will upload is your teacher's license, is your certificates, your English, proof of English, but the rest of the documents that are needed from the college or the teacher's board in your country, they need to upload that. Now, when you go on the website, there's a section specifically for the board or for the college to upload. Now, I understand sometimes it's so hard, like not everyone is tech savvy, especially when you go back to our countries and you go to an office and everyone is, no offense, but maybe people are not very tech savvy sometimes. What you can do, you can give them the mail address, to mail them, because sometimes it makes it easier. You don't want to live there and say, oh, please upload for me, and then they don't follow up. So that plays safe. You can always request them to mail them. It's also an option, but do not send an email. And this is for Ontario. Ontario specifically, they do not read emails anymore. Other provinces, for the other provinces, I'm not sure about the email section, but they all have online registration. You have to pay a registration fee and register with the body. Once you have the practicing license, you are good to go. You can just apply for a job and you'll get a job. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was full of information. I know that a lot of teachers out there are benefiting. Thank you so much. Please tell us, does Canada really need nurses? I mean, is there like shortage of nurses in Canada? If yes, can you tell us like how we can get our license? How can we become a licensed nurse in Canada?
Hi, thank you, Cherry. So nursing here is like a hot cake. there are staff shortages like all over the 10 or 11 provinces. So how you can get your license is by applying through the National Nursing Assessment Service. So it's you type that in like Google, then it uploads everything. So it's like your basic application. So in that link you will like register and you pay $650. So when you open it up, it shows like the requirements, what you need, but it doesn't need much. It just need you to have your identification, which could be either your ID card, your driver's license, your birth certificate, your marriage affidavit for identification. Then it has to be notarized. You go to a lawyer, he or she stamps it and signs it. So after you pay, those forms will be like uploaded. You can just upload and print them out, and that form for identification, you just attach those things. Like the identification documents which have been notarized, and you send to the nursing NNAS. You just send directly to that place. Okay. Then the second thing that you need is your nursing registration from your country of origin. Like for myself, I had to contact my nursing board. Right? Yes. So they will fill a form showing like the curriculum you used, your syllabus, and this is to assess the comparability of your education to the Canadian education. And they have to send to the nursing NNAS. You don't send by yourself.
Oh, just like your transcripts, like if you apply for
sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, they attach your transcript too.
Yes.
Yeah, the hours you covered, like everything, the years you covered, the exams you did, like everything. The third thing, you are in practice, like wherever you have been employed for the last 5 years. Yeah, they made your practice for the last 5 years.
Like your work experience.
Your work experience. So your employer should be able to write a detailed job description. Yeah, stating how many hours you've been working. Yeah, that is basically it. And the language you are using when you are like giving those services at your work. Your nursing registration, like from every country has a nursing board. So the license you are using, like currently, you go to the nursing board. There's that printout. You take the form. They have to fill it and send it directly to the NNS
in Canada.
Employment, your nursing registration. Then there is the nursing education where you studied. Did I say? Yeah, I said because of the transcript, I remember. Then identification. Then lastly is the IELTS. But IELTS comes at a later stage after they have evaluated, the NNS have evaluated, and whichever province you've chosen. So if you add an additional province, you'll have to pay like $55.
Oh.
Yeah, so depending with every province, they will evaluate differently, and they will also give you like you are comparable to RN, you are comparable to RPN, which is also called as licensed practical nurse, or some provinces usually have licensed registered psychiatric nurses. Yeah, so depending, because there are countries who study like psychiatry.
Yes.
Yeah, so they have registered psychiatric nurses. Yeah, so those are the three types of like nursing registration from an internationally trained nurse. Yeah.
Okay. So the first step that we are going to do is to go to this website, the nursing board website, and then we register. Then after we pay the money, the fee that is involved.
Yes.
And after that, we will now have that form, and we start filling the form, and then upload the document, the identification document.
Yeah.
And where are they going to send the necessary document? Is there like a post email, or like is it through email or through post like DHL, or
It's
how?
through posts,
Mm,
DHL. Yeah, they send directly to that, a mail address that you send directly to. It's
okay.
given in that form.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but if you are fast enough in sending your documents, like it doesn't take long. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know like Filipinos, they're so fast. Within 1 year, they always have their
Like,
license and their results from the NNS.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but you start with them, then like African, I don't know, they're too slow. You keep on following, pushing people to say,
yeah,
I think they've streamlined their systems right there.
exactly.
Yeah. So if you're fast enough, within a year you can have your results and then evaluated, and you get your license.
So one last question I would like to ask is, after we've gotten this, you mentioned about job, like how can we actually apply for job? Like what next happens when we have gotten our license? What do you advise?
For the nurses, so for jobs, you can always apply online, right? You can always go to the job application websites. I always post jobbank.gc.ca. Most of the time, I usually refer people to that because it's very authentic. And if an employer posts any job on that website that is not affiliated with Job Bank, they will say this is a third party. We are not responsible for anything that he might request from you. So I find it a very reliable source of job search. The only thing I'll mention again is that you don't apply for one and sit, because you have to remember that it's across the globe. Like this thing is globally. Everybody is going to that website to look for jobs. So you have to be aggressive. But the main source of jobs is actually online. Go to Job Bank, go to Indeed, go to LinkedIn, go to Glassdoor, go to ZipRecruiter. All those, they are sources of jobs.
For nurses, we didn't say the NNS is just for evaluation to see if you're comparable to either RN, RPN, or the psychiatric nurse, registered psychiatric nurse. So after you are comparable to any of that, they will tell you are going to do an exam. Yeah, so if you are an RN, you'll do NCLEX. If you are an RPN, you'll do CPRNE. And the other one you'll do like a psychiatric exam. So after you pass is when like your body, you get that registration, and you have met other stuff like criminal records, because you have to submit like teachers do. Yeah. So once you get the license, now you can plan, like you want to come as a worker, skilled worker. You apply on Indeed, or you can just try to apply through provincial nomination program. Because you have an on-demand job.
Yes.
And that is faster. You can get the PR in like 6 months or less.
Exactly.
Central skilled worker, express entry, because you have an on-demand job. Yeah, so and you can come with your family. So because if you apply, you get a job, you can try coming with a work permit, and then the rest, after you work 1 year, you can apply for your PR. Yeah, if you get a job offer and you get you're eligible to apply for a work permit, you can just come. Then the rest, like you can do the PNP while you are here. You can do the express entry. Yeah.
Actually, like it's worked the same. I almost forgot that bit. Thank you for mentioning it. It also applies for teachers, by the way. Like if you happen to get that license and you're at home, you're already on demand. You fall in the category of jobs in demand in Canada. You can apply. You can come here through Federal Skilled Worker Program. It's under the express entry. So when you go to the IRCC website, select express entry, and then you pick the category of Federal Skilled Worker Program, or the Provincial Nomination Program or Nominee Program, or there's another one called Atlantic Immigration Program, AIP. These are the provinces in the Atlantic region that they are really, really seeking for people, So you pick that program, you apply. As long as you have all the documents with you already, they're already approved, so it won't be really a hassle for you to get in. So yeah, that is another way also you can come for work or express entry if you have the licenses and practicing numbers.
Yeah. The deal here is getting the license. Once you get the license, you are on demand.
Yeah, you run away from jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. They will be seeking you, not you seeking them.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, guys, you've heard it, and it's not as easy as it seems. So, let me warn you guys, it's going to take time. Canada will challenge your level of patience.
Yeah,
Yes.
patience.
Yes.
It's going to
That is
take
the
time.
anthem.
Yeah, it's what it will be on, because like they mentioned, you can apply for the provision nominee program, which will give you a faster. You guys remember the lady that came in as a teller, because that particular province needed tellers. So you see that it does not, like in few months you can easily get your permanent residency with you and your family, and then you can move as a permanent resident. So guys, this is a very good opportunity for anyone that is looking into moving to Canada as a nurse, or like any registered area psychiatrist or something like that, like you mentioned, and also as a teacher, elementary school teacher, secondary school, primary school. You can all go through this process. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. It was a loaded with information. And guys, I'll keep the link in the description. You can as well follow their channel because they post a lot of information about Canada. See you guys on my next video. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.